Here we are, Paul Vario's house, Goodfellas, Paulie. Island Park, overlooking the water is your backyard. This is his house. Well, no longer his house. Worth about 7 and change, close to 8. And we are in St. John's Cemetery. This is approaching section 39 to the grave of Paul Vario. Paulie, Goodfellas. Character of Paulie was based on Paul Vario, real life Goodfellas. Follow my channel here. I've done many vlogs on Goodfellas. Who was Paul Vario? Well, a man to be feared. A man that purpose. His theory. His words to live by. He always used to tell his young associates, Henry Hill, former associate who, quote unquote, turned into a stool pigeon. Paul Vario was very meticulous about ensuring that nothing could ever be traced back to him. You're looking at a clip from the movie Goodfellas as it was depicted. There you see Vario holding court. He had many businesses. All of the legitimate businesses he owned, they were registered to his brothers. Vario never even had his own telephone and refused to hold meetings with multiple people, as you could see being detected. He just wanted to always speak with one guy only. Did not want to speak with 3 or 4 or 5 different people. Because that's how information gets around. People start talking, start speaking, information gets leaked. This is Paul Vario to the left, the real life Paul Vario, and who he was depicted by. As we're driving along in Island Park, the neighborhood, you could see where Paul Vario actually lived. So, Vario, born in 1914, criminal life started when he was a kid. Did his first stint in prison when he was 11 years old. And it was raging, during the course of his youth, he would do crime for ranging from burglary to tax evasion. That's right, you heard it first, tax evasion as a kid. When he got older, he got arrested less frequently, not because he had a change of heart, but because people just became too afraid to bring charges against him. In charge of the Lucchese crime family, Vario reigned over the Brownsville neighborhood in Brooklyn with an iron fist. As a capo, Vario really pretty much just oversaw all of the gambling, all of the extortion rackets, and he kept order among the thugs who worked there. He also owned several legitimate businesses in Brooklyn, a pizzeria, and a florist. Now, Vario's gang, his crew, had a reputation as one of being the most violent in the city. Vario, they said, vicious temper. Dude was 6 feet tall, weighed 240 pounds. Slow to anger, but when he did, things got ugly fast. So there was a rumor that one night he was out to dinner with his wife, Phyllis, and the waiter accidentally spilled some wine all over her dress. After the unfortunate server attempted to mop the spill with a dirty rag, that's when Vario lost the temper, and he dealt the man a few blows before he was able to escape to the safety of the kitchen. I believe that was a restaurant on Lefferts Boulevard, if my memory serves me correctly, which I already did a vlog on too. The staff, they wanted to hold off Vario because he was so tempered, pots and pans, but he returned with backup later in the evening. Well, actually, no, because I was in Brooklyn. Take that back. So, guy with a reputation. You have the Lufthansa heist, which was a big thing in 1978. That's when the mass thieves stole what would today amount to about $22 million, cash and jewelry from a vault on JFK Airport. Biggest in the United States history, none of the stolen goods were ever recovered. No one was ever charged until over 3 decades later. The word is that Vario had something to do with it, but he was never charged. No hard evidence documenting his involvement. And they thought that he was involved because Vario's gang. There you see the house once again quickly. Had been involved in stealing cargo from JFK. They did it so often that Hill described the airport as kind of their version of a Citibank. At the time of the heist, Vario was down in Florida, where he had been living on parole after serving in federal prison in Pennsylvania. According to informants, they said that Vario gave the okay for the heist via telephone call, putting one of the most infamous crimes in American history into action with a simple do it. Never charged, but his life of crime caught up to him again when just Henry Hill gave up his old boss, snitched on him as part of a deal with the feds in order really just to save his own skin. So Vario died in prison in 1988, still doing time on a conviction that Hill had helped brought about. Guys, if you haven't seen, Goodfellas, perfect movie to go see. I highly recommend it. Island Park, you see one last look at Paul Vario's former house. Island Park, his house, again, by the water. But Island Park is next to JFK. It's within a stone's throw to Brooklyn. So, rest assured, that Paul Vario had everything at his disposal. One of the most feared men, and this is in St. John Cemetery as we're going back. John Gotti, you've seen some of the videos here. Columbo. Lucchese, all these guys are buried here in St. John's. A man to be definitely feared, Paul Vario, the real life Paulie from Goodfellas. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. One last time here, last few seconds, seeing the grave of Paul Vario, and I will bid you adieu. All is well.